Street, Harlem, New York. We've been teaching that so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Indians are the Lord's chosen people, according to the Bible. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 under Commanding General Yohana, who represents the leadership of all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It's our history class today. As you know, in 3 days, January 16th, is MLK Day, or is it it's his birthday, right? MLK.
I assume so, sir. They claim it's his birthday.
So yeah, let's look that up. When's his birthday? So we're gonna talk about Michael Pornstar King today. We're gonna give shed some light on him and the civil rights movement that got many brothers and sisters killed. We're also going to shed debunk some of the stigma on Michael, and the fact that it's well known that he was a false prophet. The UPK has been teaching that he was a false prophet since the inception of the school. So we're gonna get into that today. When's his birthday?
His birthday was January 15th, 1929.
And when is MLK Day?
Sir?
When's MLK Day? It's on the 15th or the 16th?
I think it's the 15th, sir.
Okay. So I think it's the 20th, it says. So let's read this real quick, right? And before we do that, right? Any questions online? Let's get that out the way. Questions?
Give it a couple more seconds.
Couple more seconds.
Yeah. As of right now, sir, no questions online.
Okay, so basically, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is what they're celebrating, right? They call it MLK Day, but his birthday was on the 15th. But there's something called the Uniform Monday Holiday Act. So because it became a federal holiday, I believe in numerous cities in 1968, I believe, it was really enacted in 1986. Who was the president at that time?
1986, it was on Reagan.
Reagan, yeah. So Reagan enacted it, and it officially became a federal holiday. So it's always, the holiday is always going to be in between January 15th to January 21st. You know what I mean? It's whatever Monday hits. That's when it's going to be, according to this Uniform Monday Holiday Act. So this year it would be on the 20th, which is a what? Which is a Monday?
I believe so. I don't pay attention to the calendar like that. I should, but I don't.
It's a Monday, so
today's the 13th. Yeah, it'd be yeah.
Okay, it's a Monday. So now I would advise all Negroes to go to work that day. You know what I mean? This man did nothing to help black people, but he did a lot to hurt black and Hispanic people. And the reason why I say that is because even though, most, damn near all black people outside of his school reverence him and idolize him. Problem is that this brother right here was not sent by the Lord.
Huh.
You know what I mean? I mean, the scriptures talk about, talk about false prophets and how Christ was coming up against the Sadducees and Pharisees and calling them generation of vipers, right? John the Baptist was calling them, generation of vipers. And your Christian preachers are symbolized in the Bible as snakes. And they move in like fashion. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into this brother, man. We're gonna get into the history of this brother. I know when I was growing up, as a child, we had to do school plays about him. And when that day came around, what was going on? When that day came around,
Had to dress up like him.
You had to, you know what I mean? It was so. I'm trying to go back in time and think how, you coming out of the world, trying to go back in time and think how you would have thought in the world when this day came around. You know what I mean? So we gotta put ourselves in we got to put ourselves in position during this time of year as a man of the Lord, as a brother or sister in the UPK, and understand that the current state of affairs for Black America, the current state of affairs for Israelites is in dire need of the Lord. You know what I mean? Because of this man and because of the whole civil rights movement and because of integration, we have fallen into a deeper pit. And the sad part about it is this movement that took place in the 50s and on has gotten a lot of brothers killed. And the reason, and how do I explain that? When I say it's gotten a lot of brothers killed. Basically, because of integration, brothers felt the need to what? They felt a need to leave their habitation, right? And to go into their enemies' infrastructures, business infrastructures, to strive to live in their neighborhood, to strive to be like their enemies. Let me get envy not to the oppressor.
Come.
But first, let me get the definition of envy too. If there's any questions, get your questions out now, because once I get rolling, that's it. Proverbs 3:31.
You want envy in the Merriam, right?
Yeah, let me get envy real quick. The civil rights movement taught us to envy our oppressor. And so we fought hard, and people were lynched, and little children were bombed in churches, all under the notion of striving to be at peace. Yeah?